tech company UrbanAir Port Limited will trial operations of flying taxis and cargo drones in Coventry, England, before the end of the year as part of a plan to develop aerial roads for unmanned flights in urban areas. The project, which is backed by £1.2 million of government funds, involves construction of a centrally located hub that will host demonstration flights across the city of almost 400,000 people, according to Ricky Sandhu, founder of UrbanAir Port, which will operate the ground infrastructure. Joining us from the UK to discuss further is Alan Jones, Chief Technology Officer at UrbanAir Port. Alan, good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us. Can you help us with the name? Why is it called UrbanAir Port?
Good morning. Thank you for having me. Yes, there are hundreds of electrical vertical takeoff and landing and hybrid aircraft being developed across the world. And to meet that requirement for intercity air taxis and travel, we need a air taxi landing zone, and we need aircraft that need somewhere safe to take off and land in a controlled way. Future air taxi passengers will seek the comfort and convenience of an airport, which they come to expect with typical aircraft. And logistic delivery companies will seek the touchdown points, which are positioned in a location that provides their customers with a collection point that will be no more than 400 meters from their current location. So UrbanAir Port works with future flight operators to meet those expectations. Its footprint is by design able to be reconfigured to meet the required location. So you can have it on ground level, you can have it on top of a building, you can have it on a waterway. The term urban in our company's title depicts the fact that these airports will integrate with future bus stops, train stations, or become new corner shops to collect your shopping, which will be delivered by local drone carriers from a warehouse located miles away using an app for click and collect.
Thank you so much. Is this a 100% Hyundai project or a partnership with Hyundai?
Although Hyundai is a key partner, UrbanAir Port works with a number of different partnerships to build a consortium that covers unified air traffic management, original aircraft manufacturers, ground and flight operators, certification bodies, aviation regulators, energy providers, and interlinking that with other transport types and their respective systems. Through the consortium, we have built up an air architecture eco-environment that integrates future air traffic management, flight operation procedures, and quick payload turnarounds that can provide a turnkey product for any prospective customer. The UrbanAir Port is designed to host a number of air taxi concepts, and the Hyundai SA1 is basically been our blueprint for the air taxi environment, and we can accommodate one of the largest air taxi in development. And our 17-meter landing pad and hangar space comfortably supports this size and smaller.
Great stuff. Your CEO sounds very futuristic sci-fi stuff here. Your CEO Ricky Sandhu said that the UrbanAir Port will be as transformational as the mobile phone was to developing countries. Can you explain that further?
Yeah, I mean the mobile phone transformed people's lives by providing them with easy, accessible communication. I mean, its application can provide access to the world. In a similar way, UrbanAir Port is striving to revolutionize the transport sector, but to provide people with transport hubs and that are particularly on their doorstep, providing multiple routes to expand their sphere of travel and meet new people and expand their horizons and businesses, to build new business partnerships and provide easy access to goods that may have taken a sequence of transport types to deliver. The UrbanAir Port is a modular design to accommodate a variety of requirements. For example, it can open the door to quicker medical supplies and essential goods. And in some cases, it becomes a medical center. And you can imagine in this prudent period of COVID, this is a real issue that UrbanAir Port can accommodate. It can be also an energy recharge station for both aircraft and ground support. And other future type electric cars and hybrids, vans that meets the demands of the population it serves.
Great stuff. There's also been talk about spreading social equity in developing nations. You just mentioned, medical services. Lord knows here in Nigeria, we need, traffic holds up the delivery of blood, for example, to hospitals. What about the costs? How would developing nations be able to afford the infrastructure?
Well, the beauty of UrbanAir Port is it is a modular system. So the urban airport comes in many sizes, from extra small, which can host a single small drone, to extra large, which can host multiple landing zones for a combination of air taxis and logistics aircraft, and everything in between that. It's constructed to make a cost-effective modular construction, initially providing essential capabilities, and then as revenue increases, so it starts to pay for itself, so can the urban airport grow to a larger size to meet the accommodation of the population.
Great. Speaking of the population, Coventry, what kind of testing will be done in Coventry as the year progresses?
Okay, so prior to our December 21 Coventry demo, we are working with the CAA and other certification bodies to develop a verification validation test program that will incorporate a flight and ground concept of operations, as well as a systems integration assessment. We are using what's called a crawl, walk, run approach to ensure all safety aspects are adhered to. The flight operations will fly a strict visual line of sight profile, which is managed by navigation limitations, remote pilot supervision, and will seek regulation exemptions where required. And we're working with the local council to ensure road traffic and people are managed safely. The aim is it's more about showing the functionality of the infrastructure rather than the flight operations.
Great stuff. Functionality of infrastructure, definitely get that point. But is safety, I think you mentioned safety already, but is safety the number one concern and priority here?
Absolutely. Safety is our number one concern. But also, we're looking at the people's trust in the system. So this will be, in many cases, a first-hand experience for the population in any city. And the drones flying in this environment will be a close hand to people who would normally see them from a distance, but we are now integrating them within their own urban environment. We're also looking at the environmental impacts, such as noise and visual effect. As you can imagine, you don't want a noisy drone that will be flying around your bedroom at 12 o'clock at night. Right. So we are looking to we're working with consultants to minimize those effects.
Great stuff. What kind of businesses can leverage on the service you're providing? I'm thinking e-commerce comes to mind. Any others?
E-commerce is a big one, but also construction industry. So what we're trying to do is bring new jobs to deprived areas of the world. So the local population can be part of the development, the design, and the construction of that industry. And comes with that is education and how these new systems will work, how they will operate, and the impact on climate change as well, and how we as an ethos in the company are working towards minimizing that. And also logistic capabilities is a prime example. Amazon deliveries has been in the use for quite a long time. So we aim to host other delivery companies to be that hub and spoke capability for them to land and distribute their products. And also from a tourism point of view, when once air taxis come into play, the tourists will want to have a hub to go to and then to fly out to the various locations.
Great stuff. I think about a minute to go, Alan. It looks like you could be a threat for cargo services for legacy airlines. Is that true, or can you coexist in harmony?
We totally aim to integrate with them. We don't see them as an issue. They should not see us as an issue either. We are working with major airports as we move forward to help develop that type of integration.
Great stuff. Alan Jones, Chief Technology Officer at UrbanAir Port Limited. Thank you so much for talking to us about the tests, unmanned vehicle air flights testing in Coventry later this year. Thank you, sir.